Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Gervais Birangui here, Governor of the state of Niadi, permanent member of the Kongo Federation. Gervais Birangui here. I'm going to do this live in English and a little bit in French, but I'm going to resume first what this live going to be about a little bit in French first. I'm going to talk about African immigrant versus African American or Black African or FBA uh, those who consider themselves as the foundational Black American, or those who consider themselves African American or Black. So we're going to talk about both, the impact, and now since we go into the election here, what will be the impact of the Black vote, of the Black African and the Black African Americans. We're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm trying to juxtapose, I'm going to play some videos and share with everybody. But before I do that, I'm going to speak in French first, and to my French audience to explain to them that nous faisons ces lives en anglais ces derniers jours-ci parce que nous sommes à un moment crucial ici aux États-Unis. Et pour ceux qui ne savent pas, les Congos ont de l'influence ici. La Fédération Congo a de l'influence et nous allons toujours apporter notre voix dans la direction qui peut aider nos peuples, non seulement sur les terres de la Fédération Congo en Afrique, mais aussi sur toute la Fédération Congo, les Congos qui sont les diasporas et même ici aux États-Unis, parce que nous avons expliqué aux Américains que notre voix va être comptée, notre influence va être comptée ici aux États-Unis et sur les terres. Nous avons expliqué, spécialement au Parti démocrate qui est au pouvoir, que nous allons nous assurer que notre voix est bel et bien influence bel et bien la politique des États-Unis aussi, par rapport au message réel que nous allons partager, par rapport aux vérités et par rapport à la vision que nous avons. Donc, si vous me voyez venir parler en anglais, focus un peu sur les États-Unis, ces derniers lives-ci, c'est parce que nous sommes à un moment crucial ici où les élections vont se faire dans 55, 57 ou 58 jours. Et au même moment, ce qui se passe aux États-Unis affecte tout le reste du monde, affecte la Fédération Congo, affecte la politique que nous sommes en train de pousser, qui est de protéger nos terres, protéger nos peuples et prendre le contrôle de nos ressources naturelles au moins 51%. Ça nous affecte. Donc, nous devons pousser notre voix partout où ça peut, non seulement aider les Congos, mais aider aussi aujourd'hui, je vais parler de l'influence des Congos, des immigrants africains et des Noirs américains. Comment est-ce que nous faisons pour changer les choses des deux côtés? Parce que moi, je suis un leader noir, je suis un leader africain. J'ai été reçu aux États-Unis, on m'a donné le refuge ici. Et donc, la politique, ce n'est pas seulement pour aider les Congos, mais pour aider les Noirs ici aussi à vivre une meilleure vie et comment on vit en harmonie et quelle est notre influence dans la politique des États-Unis. Donc, on bataille sur ces deux fronts-là. Donc, c'est pour ça que vous allez me voir parler ici en anglais encore dans cette vidéo à cause du moment crucial. Ce soir, il y aura le premier débat entre la vice-présidente Kamala Harris du Parti démocrate et l'ancien président Trump. Donc, avant que le débat se fasse entre les deux, nous allons encore partager notre message ici et dire ce que la Fédération Congo attend des États-Unis. Donc, c'est pour ça que vous nous voyez faire ça. Et rappelez-vous, moi, quand j'ai parlé, mon dernier live, j'avais parlé du fait que le Parti démocrate n'avait pas de plan pour aider les Noirs, que pendant les derniers 16 ans où ils ont eu 12 ans de pouvoir, ils n'ont rien fait pour les Noirs. Et ils n'ont pas, quel est leur plan pour investir dans la communauté noire, investir en Afrique et protéger les Noirs au cas où Kamala Harris gagne. Elle n'a pas de plan. Donc, ça, c'était le dernier live que j'ai fait en anglais. Mais ce live-ci, c'est pour parler, pour présenter ce qui se passe entre les Noirs immigrants, les Congos en particulier, mais les autres Noirs aussi, et les Noirs américains. Quelle est la bataille qu'il y a et quelle est notre influence dans la politique des États-Unis que nous allons mettre dans cette élection. Donc, je vais parler de ça en anglais et je résumerai en français à la fin de mon live, mais je voulais juste vous présenter cette partie-là. OK. I was saying that to the French audience that I'm going to speak in English here. We're going to continue to talk about our influence in United States as a Congo leader and a Congo people. And what I want to do is I'm going to share a little bit. Let me share right the live a little bit here. I'm trying to share it right quick. Okay, let me just trying to share it right quick here. So I was talking about the influence of the Congo Africans from the Kongo Federation here in the United States, and we told especially the Democratic Party that we will have a big influence here in the politics when it comes to Black folks and an African immigrant, because that's what the title is, African immigrants versus African Americans or Black people or fundamental Black, the ones who call themselves FDA. So we're going to try to talk about our influence here and what is our expectation from both parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Africans. African American. African immigrant. I forgot to put immigrant here. Okay. So I'm just gonna share a little bit in WhatsApp. They actually blocked my Facebook. My Facebooks don't exist anymore for now. They're still blocked. We're gonna come back to that later on. Let me share here real quick. Let me share real quick here. My Facebook is blocked, so many not gonna be able to listen unless they come here. But what we're trying to say is, let me share right quick. Okay. Let me share right quick. And so we're going to talk about both. I'm going to play a couple of videos and I'm going to have a conversation straight before the debate tonight. I'm going to share my message here to Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So we stay focused on it always. Okay, share the video because now they basically shut down my Facebook is shut down, so I can't share it on Facebook anymore, but share the videos in your WhatsApp, in your social media. I'm trying to share it as much as I can on LinkedIn. So put it on top here. Okay, so all right. Okay, good evening, everybody. So we're going to talk about African immigrant versus African American or foundational Black Americans. We're going to talk about a little bit the impact of both of those groups in United States election and United States politics. And we're going to talk about why our impact in America and in Africa cannot be contained, they can go around us. And we're gonna have to learn now how to navigate the power that we're building, the new vision for the new leaders who now want a new Africa. As the Kongo Federation leader, of the governor of the state of Niadi, we have advocated for a long time here in America that we need now to have the type of relationship United States that will help our people on the ground and help America at the same time. We don't want a master-slave relationship anymore like it used to be, a colonizer and follower relationship. We need a fair relationship that respect our tradition, respect our people, and help our people to get to wealth, to connect to our natural resources. Because right now, all we have is those multinationals who are basically abusing, and many are stealing our natural resources, and none of that is benefiting the actually autochthon people, the people who are from the land, the Congo people. And they made a deal with dictators like Denis Sassou Nguesso, where they keep protecting them, keeping them in power, and the autochthon people have been suffering for over 40 years. So we want this type of relationship to end, and we made it. We came here, we talked to the United States, to the Democratic Party, to explain to them that now we need to build a new relationship with the new leadership, with a vision that will help Africa develop and that will help America have a better relationship in a way where we both benefit, not just in a way where multinational corporations in the United States benefit and autochthon people of the Kongo Federation don't benefit at all. And the same comes here for our participation in America, in our influence in America. Those who can vote, that they vote for those who actually going to help Black America too, because the problem of Black America have to be solved, because we're still at the bottom here in America. So I'm going to share some videos, and I'm going to come and explain to you, give my take on that. But I'm going to start with one video here. First, let's see. I'm going to start with one here from Dr. Yuma, who will speak about
to put forward male figures.
So where we talk about what the Democratic Party have made, what the Democratic Party, what kind of man they pushing, they like to push on the Democratic Party to represent the Democratic Party. And this is not really the representation that many of us are looking for, because we want men to be able to take care of themselves and take care of the country, take care of their house, take care and lead as men, not to be those most feminine men where they're trying to push like a feminine agenda. So you're going to hear here, you're going to talk about what's going on with the Democratic Party, and of course how it affects Africa also, especially the Congo land. The Congo land is not just the Kongo Federation, but what used to be the Congo Empire, which is today broken in many countries like the Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, the Republic of Angola, the Republic of Gabon, the Republic of Cameroon. Many of those countries used to be the Congo Empire. So we're talking about the impact that they bring in, what they brought to our land almost 100 years ago now, and I destroy our people, and our people, the deal that they make, the financial deal to the corporation, to the multinationals, and those fake debts that they create, who keep Africa poor when they're paying some reparation that they should never have been, when they're the one who owe us reparation. Those who came, those countries who came to take over our people, our slave, and put us under that colonization, destroy our people, create civil war. They're the one who owe us reparation. It's not the other way around. But they've been operating under a nasty system for hundreds of years now that we're working on changing. But I'm going to play Dr. Umar Johnson, the King Kong of consciousness. That's the way he called himself. And we're going to hear what he said about that, what he said about black men in the Democratic Party, and a little bit about African too. And then I'm going to play a second video where he's making the difference between, he's talking about what is the difference between African immigrants and African Americans. So let's listen a little bit.
To put forward male figures, Tim Walz being one of them, Doug Emhoff last night, who can speak to men out there who might not be the sort of testosterone-laden,
For me, the Democratic Party emasculates black men. And I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity.
It looks like that's been confirmed. Angela Stanton put everybody on alert after Roland made a mistake on his live stream and exposed himself. He was on a Labor Day stream from his personal laptop, and after playing a clip of Kamala's CNN interview, he made a mistake and showed another clip that was on his computer of a man with no clothes on, that man's behind fully exposed. Angela Stanton recorded that clip before Roland was able to edit it out, and she wrote this right here. She said, Democrat Roland Martin forgot to edit this clip. We were all forced to watch his love and admiration for black male behinds as they casually scrolled across the screen. I told y'all in a post I wrote a few weeks back that 90% of the men I know that still represent or support the Democrat Party are gay. Watch how mad he gets when he finds out it aired. How much more proof do you need? It's time to save our men and boys. So Angela, she posted that. I won't be showing that video here, but if you want to see it for whatever reason, the link is below. Now, it definitely wasn't lost on me that almost all of the black Democrat defense team, if they're male, they come off very feminine. They talk like females, their mindset is like a female, and that's who the Democrats keep pushing in front of us to tell us what to do. These feminine men like Roland Martin, Bakari Sellout, Van Jones, Don Lemon, Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, and any other black man they prop up to supposedly represent the black community or be the pretend leader. He's either flaming hot like Billy Porter or undercover flaming like Andrew Gillum. It's always one or the other. For years now, the Democrat Party made a major push for strong, independent women to lead the party and to be followed by docile, emasculated men like Van Jones and Roland Martin. They want to take women's femininity away and everything that comes with womanhood and give that to men. Like Tim Walz putting tampons in the boys' bathrooms in his state. The Democrats are attempting to redefine masculinity as they target and destroy any sign of manhood in men.
There's been a lot of talk about masculinity and MAGAism trying to own masculinity in the most regressive, sort of misogynist way possible. J.D. Vance lecturing everybody on, what a family means, what it means to be a man. Donald Trump obviously has his own version of manhood. To see Tim Walz out there as a man who is just joyfully embracing his role as the potential vice president, the nation's first female president, is an extraordinary thing. But also to see his son weeping for his father in a deeply tender and emotional way. And then the last thing I'll say, because I think this hasn't been taught enough, to see Democrats champion men as voices on reproductive choice.
Yeah. And by the way, and I love that you're saying that, because this is about modern masculinity.
Yeah.
And in the Democratic Party,
I understand that zesty Rolanda Martin.
Listen, Doctor.
I understand that zesty Rolanda Martin. I understand zesty Rolanda Martin, who I got kicked off of News One Now for hating. His views dropped and he got dropped. When zesty Rolanda Martin had me on News One Now with his panel of coons, after that showing, the Dr. Umar Ifatunde support-based Germaniac Nation, the Ifatunde Acts boycotted Roland Martin's show on News One Now. His views dropped and they dropped him. Zesty Rolanda fell off after he tried to come for the Prince of Pan-Africanism. His views dropped and News One Now dropped that receding hairline, no-neck Negro. I'm going to deal with Rolanda when I get back to the States after Panama. I'm going to deal with zesty Rolanda. I'm going to deal with that Democratic Party plantation slave driver when I get back from Panama, but I'm not going to deal with Zesty Rolanda right now. I'm not going to deal with Zesty Rolanda right now. I'm going to deal with Zesty Rolanda a little bit later. I'm going to deal with Zesty Rolanda a little bit later. Okay? Okay? Now I see Vlad put up another clip with Mav Hoffa with my name in the clip. I don't think that was respectful of him to try to use that brother to try to attack me. But I see he put my name in another Mav Hoffa clip. I'm gonna check out the clip and respond if I need to. But I respect the brother Mav Hoffa because Vlad tried to pull him in. He was about to go for the bait for a minute. He was about to take the bait for a minute, but then he pulled back. So I can respect him on that. I heard the Democratic Republic of the Congo to airlift Palestinian refugees to the Congo. I'm talking to my Congolese Africans right now. Can somebody help me understand why the Congolese government would even consider bringing Palestinian refugees into the Congo? Can somebody help me understand, and understand? Can somebody help me understand and understand why the Congolese government would consider bringing Palestinian refugees to the Congo? I'm against it for 3 reasons. I'm not against the Palestinians getting refuge. I'm against the Palestinians getting refuge in the Congo. Number one, Arabs are racist against African people.
Listen to that.
Arabs are racist against African people. We cannot have Palestinians coming to the Congo mistreating African people. That's number one. Number two, they will be weaponized by the Arab power structure. To gentrify the land and occupy the resources. They will be weaponized by the Arab power structure to gentrify the land and weaponize the resources against indigenous Congolese Africans. Okay,
I'll put pause there and speak a little bit on it. So you see, Dr. Umar is actually saying something that we have been saying for a long time. As the Kongo Federation, that's the Kongo Federation. That's the new country who went back to the roots of the Congo Empire. Now, this is Africa here. The Kongo Federation is here. So a chunk of that this we're talking about here, a chunk of this here in the middle used to be the Congo Empire. A chunk of this. Let me put that, okay. I'm looking at the wrong, okay. Used to be the Congo Empire. What we have said when it came to the genocide in Palestine, the reason why the Congo leaders told everybody that we didn't want the Palestinian refugee to come on our land is because what they're trying to do is what the Zionists have done exactly to Palestine. Take it over. So the plan for them is not to send Palestinian refugee to get refuge in our land. The plan is to do exactly to use the presence of the Palestinian in the land of the Congo here, which used to be the Congo Empire, and you have the Kongo Federation here. The plan is actually to come repeat. And the Zionists will use that excuse to come repeat what they've done in Palestine, which is a genocide and ethnic cleansing. So, because our land here are the richest one in the world, these natural resources will never be tarnished. We are the first people of this world. That's why when I put in the title, African immigrant, I put Congo because we are the first. That's where the word starts. When all these countries that you call Europe and United States came together in the 1880s, they made a deal with each other to come build their country by using our people, using our natural resources, using our land and our tradition, our mystical power, in the sense that they discover what we are. That's how they build United States. That's how they build Europe, based on us, on the Congo Empire. What they did is they're trying to delay history of the Congo with K. They create these two countries, the Congo with C, Republic Democratic of Congo, and Republic of Congo, to blur the line, to make people, to try to erase the history of the autochthon, the original people of the Congo Empire that we are. The first people where the word started. So what he's saying is true. What Dr. Ifatondo Umar is saying is true. The reason why they're trying to send Palestinian refugees to our land is not to Palestinians to get refuge, but to repeat what they've done in Palestine by trying to take over our land. Because right now they're using Rwanda. They're using Paul Kagame of Rwanda by trying to have him take over our land. He made a deal with the Republic Democratic of Congo and the dictator of the Republic of Congo, which split in two now, which is the Kongo Federation half, and the other half of the north is still where the north people who took power were going to stay, because we want them now to leave our land. The problem is that deal basically sell off our land. Basically, they're trying to do what they did to Palestine. They're trying to take over our land and claim it for themselves. So Rwanda tried to do this deal, but it was too late, because we already created a Kongo Federation before, so they cannot claim a land that belonged to where the autochthon people already claimed that land, because this is our land. That's why the Kongo Federation, the base of our people, is. The majority of us, the Congo, the original people, are. But mind you that many of those countries around here are descendants of the Congo Empire. So they are watching how we getting back our land and how we getting back the control of our natural resources, and how we align our people under the Kongo Federation, about 3 million, through a petition of over 60,000 signatures that created the Kongo Federation the 23rd of October 2021. So the reason why they're trying to send Palestinian refugee is not to help Palestinians, is to bring the same vitriol that the Zionists are doing in Palestine by taking their land. They're not just taking Gaza, they're taking West Bank. They're trying to wipe them out. And whoever stay alive, they're trying to ship them to Africa so they can come repeat, because they're going to use the excuse that the Palestinians are on our land. So they're going to come attack and take over our land. Because what we have said is we don't want to do business. We don't want to do the type of project that they did for the last 100 years. We have rejected the Zionist playbook. We have rejected the colonization playbook. We have abolished the contract that our ancestors did when they didn't even understand English or French or Portuguese, and they forced them to sign treaties that lock our people for 200 years. We have rejected those contracts. Those contracts who are now executed by multinationals who are stealing our natural resources, and they never develop our people or protect our people. They put dictators coming from other land, other tribe, to come take over the autochthon Congo people ownership. So that's why Dr. Umar is saying that. So I wanted to share that and thank him because he actually understood what the real deal is with Palestine on the Congo land. And I wanted to share that with everybody. Let me share that to everybody.
Against indigenous
so they understand.
African people. That's number one. Number two, they will be weaponized by the Arab power structure. They will be weaponized by the Arab power structure to gentrify the land and occupy the resources. They will be weaponized by the Arab power structure to gentrify the land and weaponize the resources against indigenous Congolese Africans. Against indigenous Congolese Africans. Against indigenous Congolese Africans. So I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting that. I am not supporting Palestinian refugees coming to the Congo.
Because you understand the power of what they're trying to do.
If we allow that to happen in 20 years, if we allow Israel to force the Congolese government, if we allow Israel to force the Congolese government to airlift Palestinian refugees to the Congo, the richest piece of land on the planet Earth.
Listen to this.
Piece of land on the planet Earth. If we allow Arabs to come into
So
the Congo,
they know it's the richest piece of land in all of it. We know what we're talking about.
25 years, what do you think the Congo will look like?
You see?
In 25 years, what do you think the Congo will look like?
So they know it's the richest piece of land in the world. They know that. United States know that.
Power structure initiative. This is nothing but the Arab power structure. Why can't they take them to Dubai?
That's right.
Why can't they go to the United Arab Emirates?
That's right.
Why can't they go to Morocco
You
or
see?
Egypt?
Because they know.
Why can't they go to why can't they go to Iran or
So you can see that Dr. Umar, the King Kong of consciousness, Umar Ifatunde, explain here. They know it's the richest land. We keep saying that to people. People think we was joking. Now I'm glad I'm gonna share that again because I want Americans and Africans who live immigrant in the United States and around the world in the diaspora to hear what he's saying. So when we talk about protecting the Congo land, protecting the autochthon people of Congo, when we talk about the Kongo Federation coming together, we are the first one who brought all our tribes together to create a new country, the 55th country of Africa. We did it from the diaspora. We put together our tribe. It's never been done. It hasn't been done in 100 years. The Republic of Congo is dead. We are told the Republic of Congo, they need to get out of our land, pay the reparation, and we're going to collect our justices for everything that has been done to our people. So you can hear Dr. Iruma explain to you that they know that the Congo land is the richest land in this world because that's where the world started. That's where God put the first human being. That's why they're trying to wipe out the history. They took the K, Congo, and they put a C. The C has no vibration. The C is the French word. And Congo with C, Congolese, don't mean nothing. What means something is the K with Congo. And you're going to see, I put Africa with K in my title. And the reason why Dr. Ifatunde put K in this title also, when he talked about Congo, he talked about being the King Kong of consciousness. People don't know King Kong, actually King Kong, the movie, because King Kong, they use a gorilla. The gorilla are based in the biggest forest in the Congo land. That's where the gorillas come from. All these gorillas that you see all around that they put in zoos, they come from our land. So they know that Congo with K is the most powerful energy that created everything else. And the reason why they didn't want to talk about it, the reason why they went to Wikipedia, they changed the history. And I think Candice Owen just got banned, or YouTube got banned today. A couple of days ago, she was revealing that the Zionists now is rewriting Wikipedia. They're trying to rewrite history like they did hundreds of years ago because they didn't want white folks to know that everything that they build, everything that they got it from the Congo land. That's why they wanted to change the name. They wanted to create those countries, in 1885 to make people think that Africa used to be different countries. No, Africa used to be empires. And the Congo land was one of the strongest based empire where everybody came to take slaves. Everybody came to, when they discovered the natural resources, the riches and the spirituality, because they also use our spirituality to try to destroy us. So it's deeper than that. So what they did, they rewrote the history. They rewrote the history. That's why everybody was scared when the autochthone people of what used to be the Republic of Congo, that's the way they make our country look. So this is the Kongo Federation now, and that's what is left for now, but we're going to get that too. What they did is they're trying to create it in multiple countries so people don't recognize the autochthone, the original people who they actually used to build Europe and build United States. And we brought it back with the blessing of our people, over 3 million people that we represent now in Kongo Federation. We got it back. And now they're scared because they know that everything gonna come out. Now Americans gonna know who are the Congo, what that means. What is Congo? Why they have K in their Congo? Why the Kongo Federation have K? What happened to the C? The C was the fake created by French through those procedure of Freemasonry or Divine Nine, whatever you want to call it nowadays, to control us and to control our natural resources to multinationals. So they rewrote the history so they can sell to people that they didn't basically get rich off of us. The nuclear bomb that they dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in World War II, the uranium came from the Congo land. It came from our land, the Congo land empire. So even your nuclear bombs, all that stuff, they come from us. Now the cell phone, all the to make the iPad, the cell phone, that mineral, they come from our land. So basically, they have used the Congo land to build themselves, build Europe, build America, but they never wanted to recognize the power of the Congo people and the power of our strength, our blood, and our spirituality. So they create many countries and they mix that with other people, and now to basically make us disappear, so people don't recognize who we are. But Dr. Uma Ufatoni explained to you, which means that United States of America know exactly what is the Congo land. And I'm going to play that again before I move to the next, because it's important for Americans to get it.
Israel to force the Congolese government to airlift Palestinian refugees to the Congo, the richest piece of land on the planet Earth. The richest piece of land on the planet Earth. If we allow Arabs to come into the Congo in 25 years, what do you think the Congo will look like? In 25 years, what do you think the Congo will look like? In 25 years, what do you think the Congo will look like? The Arabs will colonize the Congo. This is an Arab power structure initiative. This is nothing but the Arab power structure. Why can't they take them to Dubai? Why can't they go to the United Arab Emirates? Why can't they go to Morocco or Egypt? Why can't they go to why can't they go to Iran or Iraq or Kuwait? Why do Palestinian refugees need to come to the richest continent on the face of the, the richest country on the richest continent on the face of the earth? I vote no.
It's land. It's not country, it's lands. It's many lands.
I vote no.
You cover multiple countries.
I vote no. I vote no. I am totally against it. I want them to get refuge. Don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters. We wish goodwill on all human beings. I want the Palestinians who need safety and security to be airlifted out of Palestine to safety and security, but they need to go to an Arab state. They need to go to an Arab country. They cannot come to the Congo. That is nothing but economic strategy by the Arab nations, trying to get Arabs in the Congo so they can start robbing and stealing the land and the resources. I am against it. I also heard that there was supposed to be a lecture event in Ghana featuring the former
I'm gonna stop here for this video, and I'm gonna jump to Kamala Harris, the Vice President Kamala Harris. The debate is tonight between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Since all this time, we've been asking, where is the Vice President, the Democratic Party? What is the Democratic plan for America, for us who live here? What are they going to do for the people? So all this time, they have no policies. She thought that if she come run as the so-called black woman, which is backfiring now, and I'm going to explain why, that will be enough. She thought that she could do like Barack Obama, but I'm going to explain to you why it's not going to work, and it's already not working, and why she's losing now. Because when they realize that it's not working, because of the debate tonight, her team came out and put, for all of a sudden, they put a policy in a website. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just share. Where do I put it here? I'm going to share a little bit of what they're saying. One of the brother Philippe Scott is saying about the plan, and then I'm going to finish with the African immigrant versus African American. I'm going to finish with that, but I'm going to go to the Kamala Harris thing first today. Let me see. Let me just.
Let me ask you a question.
We're going to finish with that one.
Because we aren't taught the truth about Black Reconstruction.
Okay, let me just right quick. Like that. Oh, no. Just go right quick. Okay. I'm going to show you a little bit of what has been saying here. Hold on. I saved it yesterday. Philip Scott, I'm going to play that. You resume for us what she said, and I'm just going to play a little bit of that. There you go. So what is your plan for for America?
And you're not gonna get this on Fox.
Okay, we're gonna do it and put it as 50. Okay, I'm just gonna start here. Well, he's resume. He's gonna resume. He already read what she had on the website, but he's gonna resume for you guys to understand basically what she actually put in there. So let's listen. Philip Scott.
Now he is surrounded by ultra loyalists who enable his worst impulses. Ladies and gentlemen, we waited all that time for that. I don't feel like, I just feel that was you never had the situation where somebody put something out just because. You don't say how you're going to do anything.
Yes.
But one thing I did get from the situation, and one thing that stuck with me for sure, you're gonna do an anti-LGBT hate crime bill. That's for sure. You're gonna do amnesty. I got that. You're going to definitely, we're gonna get them taxes more. You're gonna raise the taxes, and then the American public gonna suffer it, because when you raise those taxes on those businesses, they're gonna pass that increase of tax to the consumer, so the price is gonna be raised again, which could hurt inflation, right? So I got that. Oh boy. You say you're gonna end homelessness for the veterans. You could do that now. Listen, all the things that she says she's gonna do as president, she can do it now. She's in the White House with Biden.
That's right.
She can implement this now. Why are you talking like you're not in the White House? Y'all got to, every time she talk, always think about that. She's in the White House. She's called Vice President Kamala Harris. Not senator, not representative, not attorney general, vice president. She's already there now. Man, come on, man. Come on. But she already told y'all what's about to happen. So didn't I tell y'all that they were going to go there? They're going to go there with amnesty. She's going to codify and make sure that, LGBT has an anti-LGBT hate crime bill that's going to protect them. They only mentioned black one time.
Yes, sir.
They only mentioned black one time. They say black-owned businesses. She didn't mention black people. She didn't mention our issues. She didn't mention nothing. She didn't mention nothing about the normal things they normally talk about. She didn't mention she didn't mention prison reform. She didn't mention mass incarceration. She didn't mention anything about even affirmative action, right, with the Supreme Court. Why she didn't attack that? Notice she didn't mention that either. There's a whole lot of stuff she's not mentioning. She didn't mention anything about police brutality. She's not mentioning about anything about the black people's home ownership rates and how bad it is and what she gonna do to fix that. She did not mention black people at all. And I'm glad. See, this is why they didn't want to put this out. And they put this out today. The debate's tomorrow.
See?
This
that was yesterday.
Her administration, just like I told y'all, I've been telling y'all right here on this microphone that they have I'm telling you, if you put her in office, I'm now since she put this out, I'm really believing that. You put her in office, we done.
Listen.
We are done. She don't think about black people. That was her policies on her website. We took this whole stream to look at. She has promised to do amnesty in so many words. She's promised to do an anti-LGBT hate crime bill. She's promised that. She's not saying how she's gonna do a whole lot of things. Over and over and over, you're putting out lies about Trump. Look, Trump said a lot of things that you can get him on that came out of his mouth. You ain't gotta lie on him. I mean, come on. But no. I'm sorry. I can't vote for the demise of my people, of my community. I can't do that. We can't get a hate crime bill. We can't get one. But everybody else can. Everybody else can. Yeah, Buckhorns. We all been telling y'all. We've been telling y'all. And see, you're not going to get this on MSNBC. You're not going to get this on CNN. You're not going to get this on Fox, Newsmax. We take our time to go through this stuff. They'll just give you a blurb of it, but they're not going to really point and look at that language in there and what they're really saying, and then go pay attention to what Nancy Pelosi said. So it makes sense that about the amnesty thing, because she wants 20 million people to be given a legal status. She's mentioning it in so many words. So just like I said, you put her in office, you're going to have everyone get a amnesty. They're going to be legal and lawful at that point. And it's all good now. Then they're going to get amnesty, and then a hate crime bill will be passed for the LGBT. That's two things for sure. That she's going to do. That's something that she has put on her website. She's going to do that.
You see.
And then what happened to Black America?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you? You're not even mentioned. You only mentioned one time. Black-owned business. Nothing about your concerns. Even when she talked about the maternal mortality rate, they said women. When everyone in this country know Black women leave in that department. No other woman do but Black women. She couldn't even put down Black women.
You see.
Okay? You talking about reproductive justice and health. You're not even mentioning what Black women's concerns are. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Black women who support Vice President Kamala Harris, she's not even thinking about y'all. And some of y'all have crashed out so hard for her. Y'all have attacked. Y'all have said that you hate Black women if you don't support her. Mm-hmm. Go back and read that website yourself. Don't just take my word for it. I showed you. Like, nah, bro. Nah, man. I'm good. I am good on Vice President Harris. It's nothing in there that impressed me. I don't feel included. I don't feel my community's included. I don't feel included. So why would I vote for somebody I'm not gonna feel included? But we have made a 60-year mistake, and we got a status correct. We can cry about it. We say, oh man, we voted 60 years. Look, it's time to turn that around now.
All right.
You got the information. Mm-hmm. Now you know. Mm-hmm. Now you know. So now you know in November, I would say early voting. Some people got early voting starting this month. Mm-hmm. In my state, it'll be next month. Be there the first day of early voting and get it over with. Get it over with. That way you ain't thinking about it. You say, yeah, I already got the information. I already know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to vote for. Now, tomorrow, what we're going to cover is we're going to go through the Matthew Shepard, James Byrd Hate Crime Act, because the Democrat shields try to, when you say about the COVID-19 Hate Crime Act, and you say, hey, well, the Asians got a hate crime bill, and they say, well, the James Byrd Matthew Shepard bill, that's a hate crime bill for Black people. No, it's not. We want to go through the text of that tomorrow. It won't take as long as it did today with this.
I'm gonna.
And we'll look
before
back.
I jump in to speak myself about the Kamala Harris Democratic Party and the bill, the policies, I'm gonna play you something more about immigrant and Black people. What's been pushing here recently. Let me go back straight. Right. Maybe I'm going to play you one more video, and then I'm going to finish with Dr. Ifatunde. But before I do that, let me just come here. I want to play you. I think it should be here. Okay, listen to this.
illegal aliens coming into Chicago and the
We're gonna have to share
people
it.
who are enabling them. This woman destroyed illegal aliens coming into Chicago and the people who are enabling the whole thing to happen. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about a woman destroying the so-called migrants coming into Chicago, Illinois, and the people who are allowing it to happen, the white liberal groups. There's a communist group called Rev Comcorp. They put up a crazy sign. I got to read the sign right quick before we get to the video. Look at this sign. Okay, let me get a closer view. You see what this sign says? Black people hating on immigrants. Nonsense and words from people who should know better. Okay, so basically they're trying to shame us for not liking the migrant crisis. Hey, there's a bunch of crime and violence and guns and drugs and human trafficking going on in our neighborhood, and they're kicking us out of our communities. They're taking over buildings, but we shouldn't say anything because we're black, and I guess we're in the same boat. I can't tell. Look, if I commit a crime here in this country, I get locked up. I go straight to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. But the migrants are breaking laws, and what do they get for coming into the country, bogarting, coming in illegally or whatever? What do they get? They get free rent for 6 months, 2 years, sometimes in Chicago. They get a bunch of money, $5,000, $10,000, up to $20,000 a month for a family. They get all kind of food stamps, and they get to work jobs. They do all of that. They're getting identification, and ultimately they could become citizens and vote. So why would I be for that? Now, before I go any further, let's go ahead and get into the actual video here. I will link to it in the box as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
You don't hang no signs about black people hating on immigrants, because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
No, but the immigrants got
we everything y'all are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that ordinary Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar Lopez.
And talk about how they still a hate crime bill because SWAT sticks was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So, from what I heard, she's talking about some of the council members or whoever talking about they want a hate crime bill because there was, swastikas in a Ziploc bag, some kind of racial thing that was aimed at them and their community. So you want a hate crime bill for that, but this right here is hateful. Why are you posting these signs in the black community trying to shame black folks for being against the so-called migrant crisis? Okay, that is cause for a hate crime bill as well. If what happened to you guys with the Ziploc bag was a hate crime bill worthy thing.
We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization,
White Democrat.
like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us that the white liberal is the worst enemy. Yes.
And I'm going to explain why she's saying that.
Acting like y'all represent some social justice.
Say that.
All along, all you're doing is trying to use black people to find a reason to make some money.
Say that.
Tell y'all something over there. With the Democratic Party, it's
They don't appear to be very moved at all. They don't really care. And you know what? At a certain point, what she's saying is correct. But I hope that people are listening, and I hope people vote accordingly. If you vote for the same old people, they don't even really care. You say whatever you want to say. I'm not going nowhere, so what? So I hope people are listening and they do the right thing. Vote accordingly. Do not vote for people anymore. They got to get up out of there.
They got to abuse the black American. Come in here and go clean it up. I'm telling you, you leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RK Jr. Just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party. Save yourself. Save your families. Save your dignity. Save your jobs. And save your seat. Because if y'all don't, we coming for the seats. We ain't taking this no more. We ain't
unfortunately continues, broke the country in more ways than one, because there was a study that was put out by congressional Republicans that said, and I've said this before, but I've said it incorrectly. What I said before was, since summertime 22 up until right now, we spent $450 billion. But no, that's actually every year. That's yearly. That's 1 year. We've spent $450 billion on the migration crisis in 1 year. 1 year. $500 billion. Oh, they're coming to work, ABL. Well, why we got to spend so much money on it? They come in to be productive. Why do we need to spend so much money on so-called productive people? Make that make sense. But I digress.
Mountain is a disgrace. And for us, oh my God, what solution? You give us a fake, black, tackling head of a candidate with a vice president that talking about he want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. And versus the number one function of a president, this should be the commander-in-chief. You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that look like she can protect this country after y'all are sat up here and they get overwritten with a bunch of illegal immigrants. Y'all are sat up here and put America's hands in all kinds of rules. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country? The devil is a liar. Y'all better keep some signs down.
Yeah, take the signs down, though, because this sign is crazy. Okay? And it's a white liberal communist group behind it. Again, RevCom Corps, Shy, they the ones that put it up. Now, this is the sign. I'm gonna just come back to it, then wrap it on up, put the bow on top. The sign is insulting. Listen, we should know better. Like, what does me being black got to do with anything? Okay, because look, I know how to follow the law as well. I'm not gonna be out here just thugging and drugging and carrying on. Because number one, I don't want to do that. But number two, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Okay, so I think everyone who's in this country, within our borders, should also be a law-abiding citizen. And by nature of someone being here illegally or bogarting the way in the system, not having citizenship, they're not doing the basic thing, which is to be a law-abiding citizen. Not a citizen, and you're not law-abiding, especially when you're bringing in the gangs and everything else that comes south of the border. Trinidad, which is in Chicago as well, the same way they take over apartments or whatnot in Aurora, Colorado, doing the same thing in Chicago, trying to do the same thing in New York City, and they're going to do the same thing wherever they go. Because as I close, I want to say this.
Okay.
What you had.
All right. So before I finish with the video of Dr. Yuma, we're going to talk about African immigrant versus African American, and I think it's important that both sides hear that. I'm going to finish with that, and I'm going to give my closing statement. I'm going to speak to the Democratic Party. Well, everything that you hear from what Brother Philip Scott shared about the policies that the Democratic Party of Vice President Kamala Harris put a day before the debate against former President Donald Trump, which is tonight. The debate is tonight. So they put the policy yesterday on the website. All this time they had no policies. And like he said, they have nothing specifically for black folks. But without black folks, she cannot win. And I'm going to go a bit further about the policies. She did put on the website that they will try to pass the John Lewis bill and the George Floyd bill, that these are the two bills that in 2020 they told us this bill is going to protect black people. Because remember, the George Floyd situation happened when former President Trump was president. George Floyd happened during the first presidency of Donald Trump. So after all the marches, after all the anger, black folks basically got angry, so angry at former President Trump, that they came together, even though they didn't like Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't the choice of black folks. Joe Biden was basically forced to black people or pushed by black people during the primary in South Carolina, where Jim Clyburn, one of those old leaders of the Democratic Party in the House, used South Carolina to push Joe Biden so the majority black could give him, basically South Carolina gave him the primary. And then they used the anger of George Floyd's death to motivate black people to come vote in 2020. And what they say is, if we get Joe Biden into the presidency, we're going to pass those bills. And it was not just that. They needed 2 senators to be able to have, because the Democrats already had the House, they didn't have the Senate. So they needed 2 senators, which one was the crucial one, which is Senator Warnock of Georgia. So they came here where I am in Georgia to push for black American to vote for Reverend Dr. the pastor of the church where I belong to, Ebenezer Baptist Church, which is my pastor, which is also the senator, the first black senator of Georgia, and the first Jewish senator also of Georgia. So these 2 was the key for the Democratic Party to get to power, to have the presidency, the Senate, and they already had the House. So to be able to pass the bills to protect black America from what happened during what happened with George Floyd during Donald Trump's first presidency. That's what they came to sell to black folks. So that's why black folks came in masses under COVID. They lined up in Georgia for 12 hours on the line to vote for Joe Biden. And when Joe Biden won, when President Joe Biden won the presidency, they gave him the Senate with Senator Warnock of Georgia and Senator Ossoff of Georgia. So he had the full majority for the first 2 years of his presidency. So now, since black people put him in power, he got over 80% of the black vote. I think it's 83 or 87, Joe Biden in 2020. Remember, when they when they had the contest, when the former Donald Trump, President Donald Trump came to contest the vote in Georgia, when he came to ask to find the 11,000 whatever vote that was for him missing, they was basically trying to remove the black vote. Those 11,000 votes was actually the black vote that was trying to take out of the count to make sure that Donald Trump win Georgia. So remember that all this fight that black people pull up to put Senator Warnock in power, to put Senator Ossoff in power, to put Joe Biden in power, all this fight that black people did here in Georgia, where I am, where I live, all this fight that they pull up, when they got to power, they could not pass nothing. So what Joe Biden did and Vice President Kamala Harris, they used 2 white senators. Now, let me just be clear. I'm going to be honest here. We speak in truth here. The Congo people, the Congo leader, we speak truth to power. We tell it like it is. Now, those 2 white senators are not the reason why the Democratic Party got the Senate. They've never been the reason why they got the Senate. They've never been the reason why Joe Biden promised a stimulus check it was 1 trillion, 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 1 trilli it was 18, I think it was $1,800 no, it was 2,000. He promised a 2,000 stimulus check if we got him the two senators, but he already delivered 1,400 on the stimulus check. So he lied there. During the campaign, it was not just that they will pass the George Floyd bill, the John Lewis bill to protect Black America. That was what it was supposed to be. But they also promised a $2,000 stimulus check, which he only gave 1,400. So he lied there. The Democratic Party lied to Black folks, lied to America. Now, when they got the power, for all of a sudden, out of the blue, two white senators who never been the reason why the Democratic Party got the Senate, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, destroy every bill that we were supposed to pass to help the majority Black who put them in power. So Joe Biden used two white senators, a white woman, Kyrsten Sinema, and a white man, Joe Manchin, for the 2 years that he had the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House, and the presidency. He used the two senators, became basically president and vice president. So Kyrsten Sinema became the vice president during this time. So Kamala Harris didn't do shit to help the majority Black who put them in power. And Joe Biden gave up his presidency during those 2 years to Joe Manchin. These two white senators who are not the reason why they have the majority in the Senate destroy the bills. So the George Floyd and the Kyrsten Sinema, the George Floyd bill and the John Lewis bill never got passed. And all we was able to get from the Senator Warnock and the Senator Ossoff that was put in power to help, to compensate, to help Black folks get the protection and the anti-racist bill against Black people. The two senators that Black folks came to vote in masses stay under the COVID for 12 hours to vote for them. All we got from them is speeches. All we have from these two senators, as they could not pass any bill to protect Black America or put them in power, we got speeches from them. From Senator Warnock and Senator Ossoff of Georgia, both of them. We got speeches. We got Joe Biden that was put in power because of Black people. And once he got there, he said he's not going to do anything for Black folks. And then he gave the Senate to Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, and they used the parliamentarian, which is who used the filibuster or all the racist rules to stop Black people, all the racist rules that are being used to stop the Black agenda in the Senate. They use the parliamentarian, they use these rules to stop any bill that will help Black folks. So basically, when they have the power to protect Black America, they have the power, even all these reproductive rights that they're talking about today, they could codify it because they had the power. They didn't do it. Senator Warnock didn't do it. Senator Ossoff didn't do it. The two people that have been put there because of a majority Black who brought Joe Biden in power. So remember that. So when they come to talk to you now on the website, the vice president, which is the vice president of Joe Biden, come to put now that she's going to pass George Floyd bill and George Floyd, the George Floyd Act, or the John Lewis Act, they had the power to pass that. They had the Senate, the House, and the presidency. They used 2 white senators who never gave them the majority. The people who gave them the majority was the Jewish senator, Ossoff, and Warnock, which have been put in power by a majority black vote. So they could not deliver for black folks, even when they had the majority. All we had was speeches and excuses, and Joe Biden quit on Black America when he got to the presidency. So what they was able to get is a fake, how they call this, Inflation Reduction Act, who don't do nothing for inflation, because under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and inflation is everywhere, on the food, on the rent, on the insurance, on the car. Inflation is every freaking where. So it was a bill that was supposed to cut up inflation and do infrastructure. Infrastructure money don't come to black folks. That money goes to white rich family majority. They're the one who own the private companies here who's supposed to do infrastructure. So they're the one who getting the money. They're the one. Good evening, baby. Good evening, Nitwe Kwa. Good evening, Therese Almond. Good evening. These are the Kongo Federation people. So we never got, with Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, with the majority of the Senate and the House, they could not pass anything to help Black America. So the infrastructure bill is a bill where they just give money to rich folks. Basically, that's what it is. So is infrastructure going to put more food on your table? This infrastructure going to help you pay your bills? And even on the stimulus check, when they campaigned, it was supposed to be $2,000. They only give $1,400, $1,400. That's all we got during COVID. So they lie. And everything else that was supposed to be in the black agenda never passed. So now they are shocked, because now we're putting together the 3.5 years of Joe Biden, which was a failure for the majority black who put him in power. Let me remind you, the reason why Joe Biden is president is because of black vote. It's the black vote who put him there. The reason why Senator Warnock became senator is the majority black vote in Georgia that put him there. The reason why Senator Ossoff got to be a senator, the first Jew senator, is because of black folks. And out of their power, black folks got nothing. All they got from Senator Warnock is speeches. All they asked from Senator Ossoff was speeches. And all they asked from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is freaking excuses. So when the Democratic Party got the majority power, they could not deliver for black folks. That's not the first time. They did that with 8 years of Barack Obama, and this is why Kamala Harris is losing. And I'm going to explain to you why she's losing now. Kamala Harris, the 8 years of Barack Obama, the first 2 years of Barack Obama, he had the same deal that Donald Trump, Joe Biden got. He had the majority in the Senate, the majority in the House. He did nothing. People keep talking about he passed the Obamacare, the insurance thing. But the lie is it's too expensive. The majority of people cannot afford it. Even Obamacare, you can't afford it. It's too expensive. And when you go to the doctor, there's nothing free. You still got to pay for it. All right. So people are still in debt. People go bankrupt because of the medical stuff. The reality is, it should have been free. The insurance should have been free. At least a part of it. Maybe not all of it. Maybe it's not of some of the chirurgical procedure, but the basic stuff, the basic physical stuff, or then it should be free. because this is one of the richest countries in the world. The insurance should be free, paid by the government. So even that Obamacare is a scam because people cannot afford it. Regular folks cannot afford it. It's too expensive. So it was a lie. So every time black folks put the Democratic Party in power with a majority in the Senate and in the House, they have nothing for black folks. This is the reason why he now caught up with Kamala Harris, because they're trying to sell Kamala Harris as the first black woman president. Well, many people don't buy that because her background is more East Indian than black. Her father is Jamaican, all right? And she never claimed really to be black. She just went to a HBCU. And she part of the Divine Nine, or sororities. So that's where they're trying to sell her as a black woman. When it comes to the policies, she have nothing for black folks. As a prosecutor, she put a lot of black folks, black people in jail. So the history is not good, but the worst part is the fact that she was in power with Joe Biden. She was Joe Biden vice president during 2020, where they got the power, when they got Senator Warnock, when they got Senator Ossoff. They could not deliver. And they could not even protect black folks with the anti-crime bill against racists, against the racists that black folks live every day. They could not even do that when they came out of the George Floyd situation when Trump was president the first time. So the Democratic Party lied and failed the black people, black America, whether it's the immigrant part or the foundational black American or the African American. They failed us. So what we are saying here is the reality. Now the reality caught up with Kamala Harris because everybody realized that they're not going to buy what they sold with Barack Obama because it was 8 years of failure when it comes to black folks. And the 3.5 years of Vice President Kamala Harris and Biden was a failure when it comes to black folks. And let me tell you this, the white folks, the same white folks that Kamala Harris, Joe Biden give the power to in the Senate, these two, Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, all this, they manipulated for 2 years to make sure that no bill passed that can help black folks. All this is catching up now because the same white liberal of the so-called Democratic Party, many of them are lying to you they're going to vote for Trump. President Trump will get 80% of the white vote. So the situation that we're in now, if President Trump gets more than 80% of the white vote, whether it's woman or man, white woman or white man, will vote for Trump. Don't lie to yourself. The reason why Kamala Harris is losing because they're getting to the point, the realization that white folks are going to go behind Trump because Trump represents the best option for white folks because Trump going to protect white America and trying to keep it on top. It's just the truth. Trump is the best protector of white America position where they're on top. They have access to all the benefits. They're going to have access to the best taxes. They're going to keep the control of America, basically. And the Zionists are inside. The Zionists are also with Trump, but they like Kamala Harris because the Democratic Party actually allowed them to genocide Palestinians in front of the whole world. And actually, I just saw that on my Twitter, which is X. I'm going to just put it up right here for you right quick. I'm going to tell you how much the Zionists of Israel love Kamala Harris, but it don't matter because Trump going to protect them also. So I'm going to just put this here. Hold on. I'm going to show you what the Zionists are saying about the Democratic Party. Why they love her so much, and they love Biden, because they allow them to do the genocide. Okay, 70 new poll of Jewish voters. 72% support Kamala Harris, 25% support Donald Trump. Breaking news: Jewish Dems. First national poll of Jewish voters with Harris at the top of the ticket. 72% of Jewish voters back Kamala Harris, while only 25% support Donald Trump. And that was put a day ago, so yesterday. So the reason why the Jewish vote love Kamala Harris, because the Democratic Party is the party that actually allowed the genocide. They're the one who started it, and they're the one who financing it to a cost of billions of dollars. So the Jewish community love Kamala Harris because they allow them to basically wipe out Palestinians and take over Palestine. That's why in majority they love Kamala Harris. And they want to vote for her, because they can keep genociding. So all this talk about democracy is BS, because the Democratic Party now is in the worst position that it ever been, because they have lied to the majority black who always put them in power, and now the chicken come to roost. Now black folks are asking for tangible, for asking for reparation, and are asking for the transfer of capital to come in the black community, not just to go to Israel, to the Jews, or to the Zionists, or go to Ukraine, to Europe. Joe Biden don't think when it comes to sending billions of dollars to the Zionists, to Netanyahu. He don't think when it comes to giving billions of dollars to his white fellow of Ukraine, Zelensky. Joe Biden don't think twice. But every time he comes to black folks, they have no money. And that's why black folks have rebuked Kamala Harris. And that's why she's losing. I want to make it clear. So I'm going to close with a good message from Dr. Umar about Black American versus Black American versus African immigrant versus American Africans. So I want you to hear that, and I'm going to give my conclusion. It's about 20 minutes, because we're going to play a little bit of that. But it's important that you hear that. I think it's important.
Let me ask you a question. The relationship between immigrant Africans and American Africans in the United States. What is your opinion on the relationship? A lot of American Africans say that when the immigrant African brothers and sisters come here, they can be rude, dismissive, arrogant, condescending, and some immigrant Africans say that the American Africans can be rude and condescending. What is your opinion on the relationship in America between immigrant Africans and American Africans?
Honestly, I feel like I've lived in America for 16 years. Served African American long enough. I lived in Baltimore for about 11 years. I worked with African American women for years, so I've seen the way they react to us Africans, and I believe the problem here is just education. Like this, in the African community, for example, the older Africans, they don't understand where they at. When they come here in America, they don't understand that drive a car, get a job that they make because of the struggle of the African American community. They see themselves as separated from the African American community because African culture is very different from African American culture. They judge African Americans a lot because they feel like the culture is too different. Things that they don't accept in the African community, they see that happening in the African American community. And that's the reason why they see themselves as separated. We have friends that are African American, so we know the struggle of African. We might not feel it the way they feel it, but at least we have information about the struggle of African Americans. We know that it's thanks to them that we are able to be in this country as human beings. It's thanks to African American struggle and their fight that we are able to get a job and be a manager in the company and even be allowed to purchase a house or a land. We know that. So I don't think the problem here is Africans against African Americans, but I think the problem here is just older people that are able to understand the younger generation. But when I say African people, I mean the Africans in Africa. You have to understand that Africans in Africa in like a lot of survival mode compared to still focus on eating and surviving and meeting their basic needs for the most part. So when an African person comes to America, or community, or like how can we improve the way police is interacting with Black people in the community? They're worried about how can I make money and eat and move back to my country and help my people. They don't think about the same. They're not at that level yet to think about, let's come together. They're still trying to survive because over there we're colonized and the white man took everything, and most African countries can't even print their own money. But when the white man came to Africa, they met with the old indigenous and the old chief in African villages who could not read or write, and then they brought their own translators and they made us sign some treaties that are lasting 500 years, 200 years. So some African country right now owe taxes to European countries for 500 years. A lot of them signed those treaties. They couldn't even understand the language. Africa is really, really like locked down behind and crippled by these contracts. You know what I mean? And then so no matter how hard we try to fight, there's always this contract. Can you imagine when you sell something in Cameroon, for example, you pay 60% of taxes to France? Not even half. You pay 60% of taxes to France. Now you gotta pay also taxes to the country. And you end up with like no money. No matter how much you fight hard to get out of the poverty cycle, it's almost impossible because we have those contracts with the French. When an African tries to succeed in Africa, they are able to do that. And when it comes to America, they're thinking about they're on survival mode. So it's $7 per hour to an African who just came from Africa, fresh from Africa. It's $7 per hour is enough to buy an African. Per hour is enough to buy an African. And that's the reason why it's going to be really hard for Africans and at the same level. Why? Because we're still way behind. If you think African Americans are behind,
Africans still way behind.
Way behind.
African Americans, or fundamental black foundational Black American, we're still behind.
I'm with you. You preaching, mama, you preaching.
Because if an African person rise up, they know other Black people are going to rise up. So we're all in the same boat, and we know that. The real Africans know that.
Gotcha. Thank you for them words, Queen. I appreciate you. All right. Well said from an African sister. Well said from my Cameroonian African sister. So that shows you right there, you got African brothers and sisters from the continent here in America who sees themselves as part of the family. That's why it's Pan-Africanism, a parish, unified or die. One race, one kingdom, one family, brothers and sisters. RBG forever. The only flag you need is the red, black, and green flag. Talk to me, princess.
So, I agree with most of the things she was saying, but I see a lot of confused folks in the comments here saying, oh, we don't like Africans and
us African Americans don't like you guys back. No. The thing is, well, I'm speaking from my personal experiences. How I look at it is, you guys come to this country, and of course, looking for extra resources and like, oh, you guys have better opportunities here. When you guys can actually gather around yourselves in your own country, your own African country, although we're all one at the end of the day. But the problem is, when you guys come here, they're going to automatically bless you guys way before they bless us. They're going to approve you guys for loans before they approve us for loans. And so you guys say, oh, we're more further behind than you guys. It creates more problems when all you could have did was really stay in your community, in your own country, gather around, create unity there, and then build from that. You can go from that. You guys can do the same thing you guys claim to do here in this country in your own Black country. And that'll make it way more, I feel like that'll make people around the world take us very serious, because it's just all it's just all a mess. It's all a mess. Everybody is going against the immigrants.
Oh, let me just a little bit complete what his sister is saying about us being beaten from Africa. Many try to do that, they kill them. All right? To that sister who's talking about we could be from our country. Because you know why they're killing us? Why we came here as refugees? Because the white people took Black African people who are not from the land. They use other tribe from other land. They put them at the top of people that have no connection to them. And they make them go through what you guys call the Divine Nine or the Freemasonry. They basically pledge allegiance to white folks and the Jews, to be honest. And as they pledge allegiance to those Divine Nine or Freemasonry stuff, when they put them in power in Africa, they use their power to destroy the autochthon people and to give all the natural resources to the multinational that are owned by, majority of them are owned by Zionists, and whether it's multinational from the United States or from Europe, the majority of them are not owned by us. So they're taking our natural resources without us benefiting from that. That's why this new leadership came to change. And they tied us up to contracts of taxes that we're supposed to pay that should never existed, because they act like they came to develop our country when they never did. They came to take the natural resources and push civil war between us, finance civil war, because we don't have, like the Congo land, we don't have manufacturing weapon plant over there in my land. Where the guns are coming from, they come from America. Where the guns are coming from, where all these guns are coming from. So you see, all they did is turn us into consumers. They don't build in our land. They take the natural resources, send them here, and sell us the product. And all we get is taxes, no job. Even the job, they got foreigners doing the job. So you have autochthon people in their own land who are not benefiting from the natural resources. That's what we came to change. That's what this new leadership that we are in my generation, we rebuke those contracts, we banish those contracts, and now we want to have a fair deal where we own at least 51% of all of our natural resources. And you see the young president in Burkina Faso is doing that. He just picked up 2 gold mines from the British, from England. He nationalized 2 gold mines so his people can benefit. So the people from Burkina Faso, that's what's happening in Africa. So don't tell us that we didn't want to build. We tried to do that. We get killed because people who don't subscribe to the Divine Nine or to the Freemasonry, people who don't agree to kill and impoverish their own people get killed and get chased out of their land. So we do. Many of us try to do it. They just got killed because they didn't agree with the way the distribution of wealth goes to the foreigners, the multinationals, and nothing for the autochthon people in our land. That's why the Kongo Federation exists. I just wanted to answer that, what that sister says is, so it become more clear that we actually do.
Now, and it's not that we want to do that, but you guys are taking resources that don't need to be. It don't need to be like that. It don't need to.
Let me ask you a question, Queen. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. According to some of the statistics I've seen recently, there are approximately 3 million African immigrants in the United States. 3 million. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris brought in 10 million migrants in 4 years. Or should I say most of them have come in 4 years. Most of those migrants were not African people. So my question is, why do we have so much smoke for the African immigrants, but they are at the bottom of the list when it comes to those who have robbed us the most? In other words, I don't see that type of smoke for the Latin American migrants that are being brought here. I don't see that kind of smoke for the rainbow gang that has appropriated so much of the civil rights struggles of our ancestors for personal gain. I don't see that smoke for the feminists. I don't see that smoke for the Arabs, the East Indians, the Latinos, the Chinese. African immigrants have siphoned off the smallest portion of the American African struggle, but it seems like we always take issue with them and we ignore everybody else who has appropriated the African struggle more. Why do you think we have smoke for the African immigrant, no smoke for the Latinos, no smoke for the rainbow gang?
A lot of us are uneducated. A lot of us is uneducated about that. And I wasn't just pointing out just us Africans. I am pointing out the Latinos, the Bermudians, and everyone, all the islanders, and I'm talking about all of the Venezuelans. But again, they are the minority of the immigrants. African, and when I say African, I'm speaking of any African, whether they're from North, Central, South America, the Caribbean, Europe, Africa, just African. Right. They are not the largest group of immigrants. They're one of the smallest groups of immigrants. In fact, Southern European immigrants, Southern European white folk from the Southern Europe, they are one of the largest bodies of immigrants who come here and give the social services that were originally intended for Black people, but we rarely discuss them. And of course, we know why, because so many Black men are trying to make them wives, so they definitely don't want to, demonize them. But, to me, it's hypocritical to have so much smoke for 3 million African immigrants when you have all these other immigrants and other minority groups in the country. For example, if Kamala Harris becomes president, you're going to see an East Indian immigration wave to this country like you've never seen before. Right. And guess what? We're going to still be talking about African immigrants. Are you talking about homosexuals have taken way more from us? Latinos have taken way more from us. Right. You see, the Ukrainians, the Afghani refugees, these Latin migrants have taken way more from Black people than the African immigrants. And I just think that if you want to be critical of them, shouldn't criticism be equally distributed?
Okay, I'm going to stop here. Okay, I'm going to thank Dr. Yuma Ifatunde, the King Kong of consciousness, for the truth-telling that has been lining up here for these past few months. I want to thank him for that. And I'm just going to close on that. I just want you to hear what he's saying because it's the truth. So if African immigrants are only 3 million in the United States, and I'm one of them, And I speak as a Congo leader, as a man who's been given refuge in the United States when in my own original country they're trying to kill me because of my fight for my people. I'm appreciative and I come here to fight for Black America just as much as I fight for the Congo, the original people in which they have used to build United States and Europe. So I wanted to share that with African immigrant and African American and foundational Black Americans to explain to you that many of us who came to this country, we understand that the healing of America gonna go through African Americans. That's why I'm not ashamed of coming here challenging every one of these so-called Black leaders, Black bourgeoisie, Black leaders, part of the Divine Nine or the Freemasonry and all this stuff that they sell to us in Africa that didn't do anything to develop our people, but did everything to serve the state of Israel or to serve the majority white. So the healing between us, immigrants from Africa, and even other immigrants, if we really want to help America, we got to build Black America. We have to make sure that the billions of dollars that come out of the Congress, a chunk, a big part of that money goes through the Black community to develop, to protect, and to heal. And reparation is owed, and reparation is part of that. So we should be advocating to help Black America become better, heal, and connect to the rest of the country so the America can move up. Just like Black America, many of those came from the Congo Empire. Many are descendants of slaves of the Congo Empire. And me as a Congo leader today, I have the responsibility to connect the autochthon Congo people from the land and the Congo descendant in America to make sure that we help Black America heal so we can develop and heal United States of America. Because one of the biggest sins made in America is slavery and what happened to the native, also the native people here in the land. And some of them were Black. So to heal United States of America, to better United States of America, we have to grow to the healing of Black America. And when it comes to politics, and this is where the rubber meets the road, where the chicken came to roost for the Democratic Party, because Black people in Africa, Black people in the Kongo Federation, Black people in the United States of America have said no to getting nothing for their vote. They have said no to going to vote for people who don't do anything for them, who don't deliver anything for them, who cannot help their plate where the inflation, the rent, the inflation on the food, the cost of the rent, the cost of the insurance, the cost of living is so high that many can't even come close to the American dream, which was to own your house with a white picket fence, with 2 cars, and a good job. I'm a blue collar, so I know. America is run by the blue collar. That's where the majority of us are, the middle class, or upper middle class, whatever you call it. And the chunk of the black people in America still in the lower class, making under $40,000 a year. The chunk of black America out of the 14%, which is 37.9 million, still in the bottom. So we have to heal, fix, and inject capital to develop black America, to heal United States. And us, the black immigrant, the immigrant who was fortunate enough to come in, we have to help the healing. We have to come, bring our energy, whatever we learn, our experience, to help black America heal. If black America heal, Africa will heal. Because African actually have decided to lead that fight. And I'm one of those Africans. And I'm doing it proudly. And I'm grateful for the United States. But we need to heal black America. We need to invest in black America. We need to develop black America like we need now to repair Africa, where you have used the natural resources for centuries without building Africa. Now we don't want that anymore. We want Africa to be built. We want Africans to be attached to the natural resources to benefit. As we heal Africa, we will heal black America, we will heal the United States and the rest of the world. So that's my last thought. I want to conclude with that. I want to thank all of you for watching. Please share this video with every African in this world, with every African American or foundational black American. Explain to them what we're doing here on our side of the Kongo Federation, the 55th country of Africa. That's my country. I'm proud of it. And help us officially in United Nations become the 55th country of Africa, so we can not just help heal our own people, but heal the United States too. Because a lot is owed to our people that Europe and the United States did. So you can help us as we help Black America and United States heal itself. That's our contribution I want to give. Thank you again for everybody. May God bless you and your family. God bless United States of America, and God bless the Kongo Federation, the 55th country of Africa. We will keep leading this fight to better our people, to better Black people, and to better and heal the rest of the world. The reparation need to be paid. Investment need to be made in the Black community in the United States and in Africa, because that's where everything started. Don't let those books lie to you. Everything started in this land. Everything started here. So it's time to fix it. That's all we're saying. And the Democratic Party will lose if they don't understand that Black folks need to be healed, need to be invested in, need to be protected, and need to be repaired. The Democratic Party will crash, and they're probably not going to have power for the next 10 to 20 years if they don't wake up and fix the mediocrity that they have let happen in the Black community, which are the majority of their voters. That's my last word. Thank you very much. My name is Gervais Birangui. I'm the governor of the state of Niadi. That's my state here. Here. I'm the governor of the state of Niadi, and thank you again for the people from Niadi and the Kongo Federation. Thanks to the other, the Kongo Federal Council, the king, our king of the kingdom of Luango, King Sa Majesté Chikazinga I, and thanks for the governor of the state of Buenza and Lekumu, the governor Bernard Pungi. Thanks to him again, and thanks to the governor of the state of Mpangala, the first woman governor in the Kongo Federation, Mrs. Mother Olga C'est du Chemin. Thanks to her for their leadership. And recently, they came together, the king of the kingdom of Luango and the governor of the state of Mpangala. They came together in France. I'm going to share that video in my next live because I'm going to do the next live in French. And I'm going to share a little bit what happened between, this coming of leadership of Kongo Federation, this mastermind, those people who had the courage to uplift 3 million people to that country and put us together. And as the healing black folks over there in Europe, we're healing black folks here in America, in the North, in Canada, and we're going to keep doing that. Thank you very much. It was Gervais Birangui. I'm the governor of the state of Niadi. May God bless all of you. Thank you. Amen.